New York State sent thousands of recovering COVID victims to nursing homes, reportedly greatly contributing to the death toll. Despite this and other disastrous mistakes, parts of the media continue to heap praise on Governor Andrew Cuomo. Maupin takes up the story.
Pandemic has made New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo into a shining star. Some are calling it his finest moment.
Say on behalf of just me, but my family, but New Yorkers, bigger than that, the world. Thank you for your leadership.
Can I say that I am a Cuomo-sexual?
Everyone should be a Cuomo-sexual in that way.
Many Americans experience moments of being at least Andrew curious, if not fully Cuomo-sexual.
He seems to be the latest media darling, with TV and social networks fawning over him. His emotional interviews with his younger brother have been a big hit.
I love you. I'm proud of what you're doing. I know you're working hard for your state, but no matter how hard you're working, there's always time to call Mom. She wants to hear from you.
Not only do I love you, I've always been proud of you, but I've never been prouder of you than I am right now.
He's got a 70% approval rating, and 78% of New Yorkers say that they trust him when it comes to making decisions about opening up. But amid the media celebration, some of his seriously bad decisions are being overlooked. He's now being widely blamed for imposing lockdown restrictions far too late. Now, when he was called out on it, he didn't take responsibility, but instead he threw the medical community under the bus.
Where was the whole international health community? Where was the whole national host of experts, the WHO, the NIH, the CDC, that whole alphabet soup of agencies? Where was everyone? Where was the intelligence community? Governors don't do global pandemics.
Now, he's also cut funding to medical facilities. The first wave of cuts came just before the pandemic, and another wave of cuts of $400 million was announced in April.
People are literally dying in the halls of our public hospitals because they simply don't have the capacity, a direct result of years of cutting hospital beds and funding. We're setting up field hospitals in parks, sports stadiums, and convention centers to deal with a structural shortfall in our public health system, yet we are standing here today being asked to cut it even further.
But his worst decision came in March, when he ordered COVID-19 patients to recover inside of nursing homes. By May 11th, it was already too late to revise the plan.
More than 5,800 people have died from COVID-19 in New York nursing homes.
Now, CNN isn't highlighting this, not damaging the resume of their new favorite star celebrity. Instead, they're focusing on laughter.
Is it true that this was the swab that the nurse was actually using on you, and that at first it went into your nose and disappeared, so that in scale, this was the actual swab that was being used to fit up that double-barrel shotgun that you have mounted on the front of your pretty face?
To making a mural out of masks that were donated to New York State. That certainly raised some eyebrows.
It's actually not a good look at all that they are literally being put on display rather than used in the spirit in which they were given. It's an insult to the people who gave them, so they could be used to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Good thing they're protecting that wall you hung them on instead of actually letting people use them.
We hate you because you screamed that everyone in New York City was going to die from a lack of masks, then used masks sent in from good-hearted Americans across the country for an art installation.
So why is someone being raised to superstar status while blundering their way through a pandemic? Well, his fans will tell you this is because Cuomo appears much more responsible and is doing a better job than U.S. President Donald Trump. It seems that as thousands of Americans are dying, the country has learned to lower its standards when it comes to who is worth idealizing. Maupin, RT, New York.
An image of a nurse wearing a waist bag as protective gown went viral, highlighting the state's lack of protective equipment. We spoke to the nurse who posted the picture. Diana Torres told us that hospital management denied her concerns. She says she still doesn't feel safe.
I was offended when the people in charge of the whole Sinai system came and said that it wasn't true, and they said to the media that it wasn't true that we did have, because we didn't have. They don't actually know. They weren't in there working with us. They weren't in there struggling with us or going into the COVID room. Cuomo came on live TV and said that he was told by the CEO of the hospital that it wasn't true. The CEO wasn't even in New York, let alone in our hospitals. My hospital in particular didn't have, and I know other hospitals didn't. And I know for a fact that after I came forward and said that, hundreds and thousands of people have come forward and said their hospital didn't have either. Nobody was prepared. No, nobody was prepared. No state was prepared. No city was prepared. The country was not prepared. Nobody was prepared because it all became politics. For us, it was even harder because we should have been the people that were most protected. We should have been the people that were protected first. I still don't feel like we're protected. What they call enough of it to exchange in between patients, people were still getting sick and getting the virus.